Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. Today I'm going to show you a couple albums that I picked up recently from the stores, and I actually have a couple here where I picked them up from a yard sale just today, actually. So I'm going to show you that. I didn't get any footage of the yard sale. It was kind of like a real quick saw it on my way to work, basically. I was going to do some work at my ALF there and repair a bathroom, and right in the corner, 3 houses away from ALF is a yard sale. So I'm like, well, I got to jump in there real quick. So I really didn't have time to film it, but I grabbed a couple things. Again, there was actually an estate sale that I saw afterwards after I finished my work, and I went down the road. There was an estate sale, and between the two, I swear the estate sale had every Sing Along with Mitch album out there. By the light of the silvery moon. So it was like the thrift store nightmare. It was in these two garage sales and estate sale. It was just that thrift store of just please. I almost wanted to get them and get rid of the albums so they don't make it to the thrift store, because I know they're gonna end up there and I'm gonna end up looking at them again in some thrift store, and it's just the stuff nobody's buying anymore. So there were a couple that I checked out, and I'll show you those, and we'll go from there. So anyway, sit back, kick your feet up, and let's talk music. Okay, so we'll start with the ones that I picked up recently. Actually, some of these you might have seen. Actually, I want to give a big shout out again to Rachel's Ghost, because she's been very great to me, helping me get some subscribers. I'm up past 150 now, so I'm moving along very nicely, and I got to give a lot of thanks to her channel and how gracious she is with it. So, and inviting me in and talking to kind of like my YouTube heroes right now in the vinyl community, getting to just kind of shoot the crap with Mazzy a little bit is cool. He's always going with the Florida guy angle with me. He's trying to feel me out a little bit, but I'm definitely not that typical Florida guy. Hopefully I'm not. Anyway, so I want to show you these, and with Rachel's Ghost also, I want to mention that I'll put a little clip up here. It's pretty cool because she came up with an idea of front cover, back cover kind of thing. It was like a video or two ago that I did. And it was basically what albums have back covers that are just as good or better than the front cover that they went with. And so I went with her idea, and she was gracious enough to kind of do a follow up off of mine, even though it was her idea, and did her own video. But it was neat because she put my name at the bottom of her video and really advertised me. So I can't thank her enough for that. So what I wanted to show you, like I said, some of these you might have seen on that if you saw that episode. If not, I'm going to show you these guys. A couple of them. I didn't show her all these because a couple more have come along since. This is 12 Stars by Melissa Aldana. And she is a jazz saxophone player, and it's really good. It just reminds me of old school jazz, nothing progressive, just back to the basics kind of jazz with a lot of good melodies. And they did a good job with it. This was a Blue Note release. They did a good job putting it together. It's on black vinyl, but they put a cool sleeve in here with credits and the players and all that stuff, and then it gives you some information about each song, which I like to know. I like to know the inspiration behind songs. In fact, I think I'm going to start doing some videos based off of that, like song lyrics and how things came about. I love to know the story behind albums and songs, and the meanings to the artist, or what the meaning means to other people. So anyway, this is Melissa Aldana, and that's 12 Stars. Next one I have here is a guy that's growing very quickly as one of my favorite jazz guys, and this is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. This was supposed to come out on Record Store Day. It came out a little late at my local one, but they did get me a copy of it. So it's in my prime. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Art Blakey is turning into like a guy, my go-to guy for jazz with hard bop style of jazz, and I'm trying to. Actually, I was going to show you this too. I will bring this up since I'm talking jazz. I was recently on there with Rachel and Rachel's Ghost. Mazzy was on there, and two guys from, I'm going to pop their channel up here because I can't remember the name of it. Jazz Bums or something like that. Probably said it wrong. Anyway, they do a jazz channel, and I asked them, what advice do you have to learn, like where jazz came from and all about all these artists? And they said, they gave me a lot of information. I think it's basically get out there and just start watching. So I picked this up, and it's pretty neat. It's the history of jazz. So it's going to take me all through it, where the origins of jazz. Looks like a lot of it started in the New Orleans area with actually slaves that would get together and create, basically make their own instruments based off of instruments from Africa. This just tells you how serious I am about learning my jazz. I also have a Blue Note Records book over there too. So once I kind of get the idea of the history of jazz, I can get into a company like Blue Note who does that, who presses mostly jazz music. So anyway, this is In My Prime, Art Blakey. It's a cool gatefold. So it looks like it's 1 and 2. I guess this was a 2-volume set originally. I'm kind of confused. I'm going to have to go back and do some research on this. But it looks like it's In My Prime 1, and they give you the information, and In My Prime 2. They actually put it in a protective sleeve, inside of a protective sleeve. Or just like double protection there. Yeah, it's the same cool vinyl color in there. So it looks like I'll have to do the research on it and see, was this originally released as 2 different albums and then they put together for this for Record Store Day? So I'll have to check that out, but I'm excited to hear it's Art Blakey. Just haven't had any bad experiences with any Art Blakey releases. And this one, of course, it just doesn't want to go back in. It's like it was never even made for this thing. What is going on? Is it me? User error? Guess so. So anyway, recorded at CI Studio, New York City, December 29th, 1977. So definitely looking forward to checking this album out. Like I said, I love Blakey. I heard he had somewhat of a troubled life, and they're saying he had somewhat addiction issues that he was dealing with. But he was from what they say, unlike Coltrane and guys that also had addiction issues, they said that Art Blakey was probably the most functioning addict out of them all. He was reliable and got through sets and got it done, even though he was struggling with addiction issues. So I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, to be struggling with those things. But at least he was reliable, I guess. Next one here is one that I originally picked up on CD in the 90s, and it just popped up, and I said, oop, gotta have that. And that's the Blind Melon album. This is music on vinyl, so that's going to sound good. So I can't wait to spin that. I don't know if they did anything fancy with it. Like I said, I just saw it, came out. I hadn't really seen it around before, so I went ahead and picked it up. This is done just black vinyl. It's got a good protective sleeve on there, so I don't have to worry about that. And it comes with an insert. And I believe these are the lyrics and some credits on the back. Collage, and I think it was Shannon Noon was the lead singer's name. Yeah, Hoon, Shannon Hoon. I always say Noon, it's Hoon, Shannon Hoon. So he passed away, and unfortunately another guy in that Seattle scene, man, in the 90s. A lot of those guys are lost to drug addiction and depression and things. So it's a shame. But that's the backside of it. So I look forward to that one. It's kind of completing what I had as far as that Seattle grunge scene. This was a nice addition to the, like, my Alice in Chains and the Pearl Jam and Nirvana. So I think I'm pretty much closing in. I even had a Stone Temple Pilots. I picked up Purple not too long ago, and that was that Seattle scene, I believe, that area. Although sometimes Stone Temple Pilots, for some reason, I don't always feel like they fit in that grunge period. I don't know why. I never put them with that, but it was during the same time. In fact, the first time I heard Stone Temple Pilots, Scott Weiland, sing, I thought it was Eddie Vedder. I was like, he sounds a little different and whatever. So I don't know if they tried to get away from that a little bit, and they did get a completely different sound going on to their other albums. But when they first came out, I really thought Scott sounded like Eddie. Next one I have here is Phil Collins. This came out a little while ago. Serious Hits Live. It's one that I have on CD. I like Phil Collins. These are all the hits here, even the guilty pleasure ones, the ballads and things like that. Enjoying it. It's on black vinyl, and they put it together. My second disc there. Yeah, I got discs all over the place. So black vinyl, two album set, series hits live. It's the inside of it in the back. Went for that carousel look. I'm assuming that's what they went for with the concert. It has all the big hits here. Against All Odds, One More Night, Do You Remember, Another Day in Paradise, Separate Lives, In the Air Tonight, Can't Hurry Love, Groovy Kind of Love, Easy Lover, Take Me Home, Susudio, all that's on here. So that's one I was happy to pick up when I saw that it was available. And finally, they put out a great issue. I want to say this was like I don't want to get it wrong. It was a reissue, and I can't remember what year this was reissued, but I've been looking for a good, clean copy of this. I've gone through so many copies of this album, and when I saw it was made in Germany, I knew that was a good sign. Played this album, it sounds excellent. I mean, it just full sound, no pops, just a great sound. I'm just happy to add it to the collection to have a good copy of it. It's on black vinyl. And this is did I even say the name? Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Deja Vu. Teach your children well. Just a classic rock album. If you don't have it, run and get it, because it's a must. And there you go. That's your inside cover. Then I finally picked up a copy of Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. Lord knows you paid some dues getting through. Tangled up in blue. That's on black vinyl and on the Columbia label. Finally got a copy of the album because I picked up the Blood on the Tracks record store day where it was like not bootleg, it was his demo copy almost, and that he took to the record company. So I have that, but I've never had a copy of the actual album itself. And then there's a box set too, a bootleg box set with stuff from Blood on the Tracks. So I don't know if I'm gonna get that also, because this is easily a favorite album of mine. Dylan back to his finest with acoustic work. It starts off with Tangled Up in Blue, Simple Twist of Fate, Idiot Wind. I like. It's comical, not very nice, but comical. So he's back to his great lyrics, poetry in his lyrics. Blood on the Tracks really captures that. So I would definitely recommend this as far as a prime Dylan album. And this came out in 1974. And then at that yard sale I just told you about, there was nothing at the estate sale. You rummage through all the stuff, and I'm just looking. It's like, my God, is there anything? Why? At least, I don't know. I don't want to get into it because I know some people like the music I'm talking about. I don't know about Sing Along with Mitch. I've never seen anybody get into Sing Along with Mitch, but first one I have here is Nat King Cole, Nature Boy. Haven't listened to it. It was 25 cents, so I grabbed it. Just give it a shot. It was a clean album. Manufactured retail price was $4.79. It was special sale, $1.99. So I picked it up. I'm gonna give it a listen. Why not? I mean, for when you get these things for a quarter, you go for it. So I'm looking for some good Nat King Cole albums. They had a Unforgettable there, but the album wasn't in there. And I was excited at first because the cover was in really good shape. Like this one's in really good shape. And I looked in there and I was like, there's no album. So that was that. I picked up a Lena Horne. I'm going to go ahead and check her out again for a quarter. Why not? And I like the title of the album, I Feel So Smoochy. I feel so smoochy when you hold my hand is the name of the album, and she's a very attractive lady there on the front. And I just like these old albums and the way they look. Very cool looking. This is on Full Fidelity on Lion, I guess Lion Records. So I'm looking forward to that one. Then there was another Nat King Cole, Just One of Those Things. So just another one of those. I said I'm just going to give it a shot for the price. Might as well. Thought it was a gatefold, but we got a little bit of split going on there. And but the album was in good shape, but there's no sleeve, so I'll take care of that. And there's your back side of that. So I look forward to listening to this one. Then there was a Tony Bennett's Greatest Hits in good shape, still in the plastic. So figured, it's Tony. I Left My Heart in San Francisco by him. So this album looked like it was in good shape. It's on black vinyl, and it's Columbia label. I think most of his stuff was on the Columbia label. put it down in the comments if I'm wrong there. But this has Stranger in Paradise, Cold Cold Heart, so I'm assuming that's the Hank Williams song.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream.
Don't know when this came out. When did this come out? Not sure. But anyway, I look forward to listening to it. Like I said, quarter a piece, not bad. And speaking of Hank Williams, this was there. And Hank Williams wandering around.
Take these chains from my heart and set me free.
So pick that up. Don't know if this is a compilation, what this is. I'm not too familiar with what albums he had. I know there was a lot of compilations. This is on MGM Records. He was in good shape on black vinyl. It has Ramblin' Man, My Son's Calling Another Man Daddy. Well, that sounds nice. There'll be no Teardrops Tonight, Lonesome Whistle. So look forward to checking out this Hank album. You know, I'm looking for Hank. Can't find him that much, really. Not enough people hang on to him. And the last one I picked up here was in good shape, and this fancy record sleeve here in plastic. But at least it's protected, and it kept the album in good shape, so not gonna complain. This is Columbia Jazz Festival. So really kind of just looked through it quickly and figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot. I'm not even sure what this was. It has a ton of people on it. So I didn't know if it was a live album, if this is just a compilation that people put together. But it has, where are the artists here? Side 1, El Gato with Duke Ellington in his orchestra. Festive Minor, the Jerry Mulligan Quartet. There's Lionel Hampton with the Reeds. Teddy Wilson, the Joe Wilder Quartet. Benny Goodman, Miles Davis. So I'm not sure if I got a good jazz album or just, you know, or whatever, but there's a lot of names on here. So I figured I'd pick it up for a quarter and check it out. Didn't have a lot of time, like I said, but if I see that it's jazz related, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. So there's a lot of credits in there. So that's what I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments about these albums, a lot of these are new to me. A couple, like I said, I've listened to. Some I still have to play. So like I said, give me some comments in there and we can go back and forth as far as what you're seeing there and maybe more information about these albums for me, or if you have any more suggestions for me. So anyway, hit that like button for me and subscribe. That'd be great. I'm trying to get this channel going. And until next time, you guys enjoy your music and you take care. Bye.